why I personally like Death Note, the original anime. But overall, in the general picture of things, it's because, again, for a lot of the same reasons. One is because character development over time was incredible. Number two, it appealed to my goth side. You know, it had a very dark theme to it. Number three would definitely be the storyline and how things were going. It really kept you on your edge of your seat all the time, wondering what was going to happen next. And it was very dramatic, but it was theatrical, but it wasn't like way out there, like way soap opera style dramatic or anything like that. But it really kept you emotionally enticed as well. And then of course, Misa Misa and Light Yagami. You know, I wish I had me a Misa Misa. Ooh yeah. Anyways, you know, so that's the general reasons why I like it. But you know, of course, I love Ryuk, however you want to say that. He was awesome. I wish I had Ryuk, however you want to say it, pronounce it, as one of my personal buddies or whatever. I'd love to have him follow me around all day, man. Anyways, here we go.
Alright, so this is the detailed version of why I like and enjoy Death Note. And I'll start out with, you know, the very beginning of this whole explanation is even the small stuff, like the intro. I mean, you know, here it is. Just by the intro there, it's, you know, action-packed and it's very enticing. What I like the most personally is the animation and, you know, how they made it very dramatic, like the colors, the video effects, the titles, the mix of it being ambient and calm, and then it goes to fast, and they have, you know, very cool, ahead of their own time animation back in these days, and you know, it just makes it like, holy shit. When you're originally going in and watching it, you're just like, whoa, this is gonna be some kind of something, because it shows so much. It shows, you know, the shinigamis, it shows blood, it shows, you know, all this dramacy, and you know, it's just so cool. It looks like it's going to be, you know, exciting and it's cool and so on and so forth. And ultimately it lives up to its intro hype per se. And so personally that's why I dig it so much. So yeah, it's just one of those things. The main reason why I personally love this anime so much, beyond it just its intro, is, you know, the storyline. The storyline is just so damn good. It entices you. It pulls you in. It keeps you on the edge of your seat from the very beginning until the very, very end. And they did so damn good with that too. Like, they'll have it very, entertaining, interesting, so on and so forth. But it's always at the end of the episode where they got at like this pinnacle moments, and you're just at the edge of your seat. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then you gotta switch to the next episode, and you're like, come on, I wanna know, And they're really good at doing that. I will give them that much. That's something that they are masters of. Anyways, yeah, so the storyline is, this young man here, Light Yagami, and he gets a death note, and he can kill people with it. And so what this also ends up doing is it challenges your moral standards as well. It makes you think, what would you do? How would you go about things? Would you do the same thing? Would you do things differently? Would you not even use it at all? I mean, it brings up so many stimulating and interesting questions to your own moral self, and challenges your humanity as well. Now, personally, I am 100% connected to Light Yagami on more levels than I'd like it to admit to, because if I went to literally the extreme that he and I are alike, from an intellectual value to a strategic value to, how we think, from how he thinks he's justice, and damn it, he is justice to me, and you guys probably think I'm a psychopath or something, so I won't go to that extreme of literally comparing how we are damn near the same person. He's just an anime character. But along with that, the character development from the beginning of, we have Light Yagami and how he is. He's a well, respectable individual, and he's polite and so on and so forth, very mature. And then we see him get involved with Light, the Kira investigation, and how he gets really involved with the storyline that plays out with that, how they're investigating him, and how even though he is Kira, he's teaming up with the guys that are trying to catch him, and it does the whole keep your enemies closer type of thing. Not only that, but the interaction and relationship that is between L and Light Yagami is just so damn good. It's so stimulating, and it's just like two alpha intellectuals just having at it, and it's just so fucking perfect. We have two super powerhouses of intellectualism dueling each other, and it's so great because they keep it hidden from everyone else, but they know to themselves that they're dueling each other, and it progresses over time, obviously, and then of course the relationship between us, Light Yagami and Misa Amane. Oh, that is just so awesome. I love Misa so much. She's like another, version of what I would consider perfection. She's super, super ultra feminine. She's very affectionate and giddy and full of life and energy, and she's that perfect mix of goth and cheerleader. She's, all peppy and animated, full of life, whatever you want to call it, and overzealous, I guess you could say. But at the same time, she dresses like a goddamn gothic as well, and I'm just like, oh, you gotta fucking be kidding me right now. So I have an attraction towards her, no doubt. Of course, I imagine her of being that of a real life person, as I cannot find myself attracted to a cartoon or anime character. So I imagine this person if they were a real life human individual, and that's where the attraction comes to. So with that aside, though, I love her character development as well, and the relationship that is shared between Light and Misa is that of something that I would love to have too. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a woman such as Misa, so loyal and so dedicated and so devoted to you? I mean, shit, that is literally fantasy shit, because you don't get that nowadays anymore. And if there is, it's very, very rare, like 1 in a million chance, or whatever. So, anyways, the storyline is stimulating intellectually, more than it is action packed. And a lot of people would assume this would be boring and make the show, not worth watching. But the thing is, it's so intellectually and emotionally stimulating that it doesn't need all those action-packed, high-paced, fast-paced, adrenaline-rushed scenes, because they were so skilled and creative in making this intellectual show that without those action-packed shows, or action-packed moments, or whatever you want to call them, it's still so stimulating and so intriguing and so, encapsulating. It just pulls you in without the need of or usage of high octane moments and scenes and shit. You don't. I'm probably not describing it the best way, but it's one of those deals where they just don't need high octane combat scenes to make this show good and stimulating and entertaining and keeping your attention to it. The most important part is you gotta keep paying attention. You got to listen and watch and understand what's going on. If you don't, then you're gonna miss out, and then you're gonna be confused. But like right now, I love Ryuk, the Shinigami there. I love everything about him. His voice, his eyes, his colors, the way he dresses, his teeth. I mean, everything about that Shinigami is just appealing to me. And obviously it's because it caters to my goth way of living and style of appearance. But I mean, it's so fucking awesome. That Shinigami is the bomb.com, as some should say. But nonetheless, I like Light Yagami, obviously, for his intellectualism, his strategic nature, and how he plans things, and how he thinks, and what he thinks, and how he goes about doing things, and so on and so forth. And, like I was saying before, everything about Death Note is absolutely perfect. The storylines, the characters, the character development, the interactions between them, the voice actors, the colors, the animation. There is nothing that you can dislike about this show, about this anime. Literally, exception of one thing. Now this, I will not include any spoilers, but I will just say there is a conflict that I could only say would be the only negative thing, and that would be that of the very last episode and the ending. Here's some Misa. She's doing her research and such. That being, I will not say what it is, but I will just say that I personally disagree with how it ended, and I wish it would have been the other way around of who won in the end and everything. I'll just put it that way. I'm sure there are those that are happy with how it ended, obviously, and agree with it, but I personally wish it did not end the way that it did. I personally wish it would have been the other way around, and I'll just leave it at that. And here, we got Rem there, the other Shinigami that's there with Misa. And I love that design, the style, and so on and so forth, too. Again, probably appeals to my, goth side and all. And there she is being all girly girl and shit. And throughout the series, it shows you, the Death Note, and it's how it goes and so on. So again, it keeps you intrigued. It keeps you interested in what's going on. And anyways, yeah, everything about this anime, there's nothing wrong other than that one exception. Other than that, it's absolutely perfect. And when it comes to Misa Misa as well, the innocence and purity of her voice and appearance and femininity in general is just so spot on. And as you can tell, she's got that goth style thing going on there too. And as I said, she's that perfect mix of like goth and girly girl cheerleader, and that's just so goddamn awesome. I can't get over that. And so yeah, it's just so well put together. It was so well ahead of their time, and the voice actors were so great in their roles. It just pulled you in on more levels than I could even describe and tell you about. And so of course this was later on in the episodes and seasons and so on. So I won't say too much about it, but it really drives you in, and his inner dialogue is similar to that to which that I do actually in my everyday life. I'm constantly analyzing, thinking, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to strategy and so on and so forth, and what I plan to do, even on a day-to-day basis, I'm very cold, very calculating, very strategic, and intellectualized about it. So I don't fuck up. And so again, Light Yagami very, very much so caters to who I am and how I think and so on and so forth. Not to mention that, I would be just like Light Yagami and do what he did, because he and I have the same sense of justice. He and I would be justice, purging the world of evil and bad people, bullies, and so on and so forth. Killing them all, purging them from this earth so only good people would stay and be around. So anyway, what I'm going to do, just for the sake of intrigue, is I'm going to stop my narration now, and I am going to have you watch the rest of this episode. And hopefully it will intrigue you enough to watch it yourself from the very first episode. So with that said, I will end my narration, and here you go.
Ami, she's the fake Kira. Please, come in.
You're sure it's okay? Thanks.
Mom, she came all this way to return my notebook. Could you make us some tea?
Sure, I don't see why not.
I already told you about her.
Huh?
Have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
How did you find me?
I knew it! You never made the Shinigami ideal. When you have the Shinigami eyes like I do, you can see most people's name and lifespan just by looking at them. However, you can't see the lifespan of any person who possesses a Death Note.
No kidding. I have to admit, even I wasn't aware of that little detail.
Well, now you've managed to find me, but you were careless. What if you'd been caught by the police? Then they'd know everything about Kira.
It's all right. Because the police didn't catch me, and if I do as you say from now on, they'll never be able to. So we're safe. After all, don't you need someone to see Elle's name? If you want, I could be your eyes. So...
Yeah? So what?
Would you please make me your girlfriend?
Huh? Girlfriend?
Yes.
If she finds out I'm manipulating her and gets hurt, she'll probably kill me. But still... Impossible. The day that you and I were in Aoyama, there were 3 times the usual number of surveillance cameras around. Anyone who was in Aoyama on the 22nd would have definitely been caught on camera. That includes me. If you and I were seen together, it wouldn't look very good. In fact, even being here together right now is a problem. I wish you'd understand that.
But look, these are pictures of me when I went to Aoyama that day.
Well, I'm sure no one would recognize her from this.
And what about your fingerprints? All those tapes you sent to the TV station, they all had the same fingerprints on them.
Yeah, but those aren't my fingerprints. It's not like I do these things without thinking about them first. Up until recently, I lived in the Kansai region, and I had this friend who was into the occult. I suggested that we distribute this fake poltergeist video I had made to a bunch of different TV shows, sort of as a prank, and she agreed to help me with it. I had her take care of all of the dubbing, so my fingerprints wouldn't be on the tapes. Then I took them from her, added the Kira graphic, and recorded the message with that voice effect.
And this friend you made the tapes with, where is she now?
Why are you doing this to me? If you want me to kill her, just say so and I'll kill her! If you really still can't trust me, then here, I'll even let you hold on to my death note. But you'd just be holding it. So I'd still be the rightful owner of it, and that means I get to keep my Shinigami eyes. Isn't that right, Rem?
Yes, that's right.
Now there's no way I could possibly kill you. And if I become a burden to you, then you can just kill me, okay?
Why would she go this far? But you might have removed several pages from your death note. You could be hiding them somewhere for all I know.
Why are you so suspicious of me? I already told you I don't care even if all you do is use me. Believe me.
How can you say that?
Exactly 1 year ago, my parents were killed in a robbery. I was home with them at the time. It happened right in front of me. I wanted that man to pay for what he did. But the trial dragged on forever. Opinions started surfacing that he was being falsely accused. Then it happened. Kira punished him for what he did to my parents. And that's why Kira means everything. Kira means everything to me. All I wanted was a chance to meet you one day, so I could thank you for what you did.
So all these irrational moves, they were just a means for her to meet Kira. Still, she got around the surveillance cameras with ease and managed not to leave her fingerprints on the evidence. She's not as stupid as I thought, and she has promised to obey me from now on. I understand. I can't be your boyfriend, but I can act like it. The lengths you went to meet me, to be of help to me, those eyes of yours that you sacrificed half your life to get, will become my weapon.
Thank you so much. I'll try my hardest to make you love me. I promise.
So that is a short snippet of an episode, and I hope you did enjoy that. So there you have it. This is a good showing of how it generally goes, but to truly understand everything and really get into it, you'll have to start from the very beginning and all that. Now, don't get me wrong here. There are some combat scenes and some high-octane moments. So it's not like the show is, without them or anything. But they're not in every episode type thing, I guess is the best way I could put it. As such, they're not needed in every episode because it's that well put together of a anime. But anyway, things escalate, and they do very quickly. Even in the first episode, things go insanely fast in escalation. The backstories to the characters and how they think, how they come to be are told throughout the series as well. Such as in this episode, where they learned why Misa was so into Kira and why she wanted to find him. So with that said, from the ambient, dramatic music during the calm moments to the tense and incredible moments of high drama, where the music is faster and so on, makes it so great. And just everything about it is awesome. Even the extra and intro makes me all into it, and I love it. Mind you, they do change the intro and extra later on, but they make it even that much better and badass. And meta-like even in its style, and makes it more intense with its effects and its coloring and music. Obviously being metal makes it a headbanger of an intro and extra. Overall, I would recommend that if you have not seen Death Note, that you absolutely must watch it. Do it right now after this video ends. It's undoubtedly worthwhile. You will thank me later. It keeps you questioning and wondering and wanting to know more. See more, hear more. It's that enticing. So with that said, this is why I love, with a deep passion, this anime known as Death Note. So, I do hope you enjoyed this video and the narration and so on and so forth. And I hope you do watch it if you have not. And if you do, or otherwise have watched it, and you do know the ending, I hope you agree with me. But if not, I'm not surprised, as there are a lot of people that do agree with how it ended, but I personally just don't. I'll just leave it at that. So anyways, thank you for watching.